Good evening and welcome to our episode 32. As always, we will start with our gratitude attitude. So, if you will, please gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, relax your body. Take another deep breath, as you exhale, relax some more. Take one more deep breath. This time, completely relax yourself. Now, think of one thing that happened to you in the last 1 week which you are thankful for. Once you have identified that, think about why you are thankful. And now let's make it free. If you are by yourself, say it out loud what you are thankful for and why. If you are with someone, tell it to each other. Okay. So let's talk about an extension of a topic we have covered earlier. We talked about how one can equalize self with other, meaning how we should consider that the happiness of others is as important as our happiness. Today, let's go one step further. That's called exchanging self with others. To look at this, I'm going to give you an example of a mountain. Let's imagine we are on top of a mountain top. We can see another mountain top from our vantage point. For us, the mountain top we are standing on is this mountain, and the other mountain is that mountain. So now let's say we get off the mountain top and climb the other mountain top that we were seeing. At this time, the mountain top we are on is this mountain again, and the one which we were originally on, it becomes that mountain top. So you with me? Words this mountain top and that mountain top are just imputations based on our vantage point at that time. It's very profound if you think about it. It's not attached to a specific mountain top. This is where we are, that is where we are not. So our attachment to ourselves and our happiness is very similar. We all are on this mountaintop where our happiness is most important, more than anyone else's. We see everyone else as that mountain, meaning their happiness is just a little less important than our happiness. If we think about it, That's how most of us are living our lives. And all of our problems come from this basic belief that our happiness is more important than everyone else. Think about it. We get upset when something does not go our way. When someone charges us more than we think we should be paying, or when someone says something that offends our ego, or when someone does something different from what we think is right, all of these scenarios bring up delusions in our mind: anger, hatred, jealousy, frustration, and so on. So, all of our delusions have their root in this belief that somehow our happiness is more important than theirs. Now, if we get down from this me mountain, what I call, and start climbing they mountain, we would cherish their happiness more than our happiness. If we value their happiness more than our happiness, delusions will not arise at all. A classic example is a mother's love for her children. A mother would save her baby over her life. Obviously, she cherishes the happiness of the baby more than herself. So, when an infant is hungry in the middle of the night, mom's happy to get up and feed the baby. The same mom would get upset when someone else wakes her up in the middle of the night. What does that tell us? It's clear that in both cases, the inconvenience is the same, right? She's up from her sleep. That's true in both cases. But in one case, she's happy to do it. And in another case, her delusions flare up. In the scenario of feeding the baby, our mom is on the mountain. The baby's happiness is more important than my happiness. In other scenario, she's on the me mountain. So as you can see, if we try to get off they mount or me mountain, I should say, and get on the they mountain, a lot of delusions go away. Not only that, there is no friction in life. Life just becomes smooth. The more formal name for all these things is called exchanging self with others. Another way to look at this is to accept defeat and give them victory. A friend of mine recently said something that caught my eyes. She lives in a small town with her family. On the main street, she was going to a neighborhood shop. As she was entering the shop, someone came from behind and he was visibly upset. He said to my friend, said, "Thanks a lot for cutting me off back there." She didn't realize that she cut off this person. So she apologized to him and said she was sorry that she cut him off. He continued, "You should be sorry," she says. "You were driving like a maniac." At this point, most people would have lost their patience and got into an argument. But not my friend. She said, "I'm truly sorry that I did that to you. I could see you are upset. And please tell me what I can do to improve your day." At that point, this guy calmed down. Totally, his stress was relieved. My friend, to her credit, did not let the person upset her mental equilibrium. I'm sure I would have lost it after a second time, right? She also turned around the mood of the other person, though, accepting defeat and giving them victory. I know it's very difficult, if not impossible, to practice. But please try to do this next time you find yourself in a tough situation. It will brighten everyone's day. So that's the lesson of the day. For today's meditation, it's been a while since we tried Savasana. So we'll try Savasana meditation today. To get prepared for this, if you are able to, please lie down on a flat surface. It works much better. Once you are flat, we'll place our hands on our side with palms up. We'll practice diaphragmatic breathing while we are engaged in the meditation. And then we'll scan our entire body, one part at a time. This type of meditation brings awareness of our mind and body together. It allows us to focus on the sensation of our body parts. It has some health benefit also, including reduced muscle tension, reduced blood pressure, decreased heart rate, and so forth. So let's begin. Hopefully, you are in your meditation posture by now. Make sure your legs are uncrossed even when you are flat on your back. Your hands are on your side, palms up. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, see your body release all its tension. Bring your attention to the sensation of your breath. Feel the cool air as you breathe in. Feel slightly warmer air as you breathe out. Continue to focus on your breath for about a minute or so on your own. Now, bring your attention to your heart. Imagine everything that happened before this moment melts into light and disappears. Just enjoy this moment. Let the happiness of this moment bring the happiness of the next moment. Now bring your attention to your feet. Move your attention to your lower leg and your calf. Bring your attention to your knees. Bring your attention to your thighs. Bring your attention to your hips. Bring your attention to your palms. Bring your attention to your arms. Focus your attention on your kidneys. Bring your attention to your upper back. Focus on your shoulders. See if there is any tension you are carrying. Bring your attention just below your navel area. Bring your attention to your lungs. Bring your focus to your heart. Bring your attention to your throat. Now, focus on your face. Bring your attention to your eyes. Focus on your forehead. Bring your attention to the crown of your head. Take a deep breath. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Okay. Any questions?
So
Go ahead.
today's um topic, it's a little difficult to grasp, right? We said put others' happiness before yours, or make
Correct.
it more important than yours.
Correct.
Mom's example is it's perfect, but it's one love in this world we cannot compare to.
Mhm.
So, how practical it is to put this in practice? How do you bring yourself? I mean, I can't decide that, hey, from tomorrow, everybody's happiness is going to be more important than
Right.
mine, right? It's not
Right.
going to work. How do you
Right.
bring yourself to that point?
So there are processes, Premal, to get yourself to that. Uh, One process is that they are saying that okay, if you believe in reincarnation, and if you believe that you had previous lives, that means that you had previous moms. That means you have previous kids. And if this is happening since the beginningless time, right,
Hmm.
eons, then presumably everyone has been your mom or you've been someone's mom at some point. And if you start grasping that, then slowly you can increase your love towards them, and
Hmm.
that's the process to bring it. Uh, so that's the only way to get there, if you will, because difficult, as you said, it's very difficult to come naturally, right? So
Yeah,
it has to become a trained skill, and way to train ourselves is to make sure that we start thinking of others in terms of either they are our kids or their mom or whatever that case may
yeah,
be, and then slowly increase your love towards other people.
yeah, yeah. Okay, because I mean, it, it's such a counterintuitive thing, right? I
Exactly.
mean, such. I was
Because we are
thinking of a
programmed
very
wrong, right?
basic example. Weekend parking at Costco, right? You enter the parking lot, and your thought is, I should get that parking space that's opened up, and nobody else should. Right? Just basic thing like that.
And that's that. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that is so profound, because that's all of us, right? Just not you, right?
Yeah,
Every one of us does that, and we need to change that, right? And if we start thinking like this, hopefully our compassion towards others goes up. Okay. And as our compassion towards others go up, that's when we start doing this. So there are some advanced meditation, something called taking and giving, which is specifically designed to increase your compassion towards
mm,
everyone else, uh, where you take other people's pain and you give them happiness just in your mind, right?
yeah,
So there are meditations which are designed to do that, and we'll talk about this maybe next time, maybe one after that. Uh, but but there are meditations which are specifically designed to do that. Uh, but before we do that, what they are saying is, if you start thinking of everyone as if they're your mom or you're their mom, then your love towards them goes up.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a process, and it
it
takes
it,
time.
it is a learned skill, yes sir.
Yeah.
Or sometimes too, think of them as yourself, as if maybe someday the roles would be reversed. How would you want to be treated?
That is very true. That is very true. That if I was in your shoes, how would I do it, right? But Cindy, one thing I noticed that I started doing that long time ago, and I rationalize myself as saying, I wouldn't behave like that. So, if I'm upset at something, like, I wouldn't have done what they are doing. So I'm justifying myself. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
I think that happens most of the time, but I'll give one example how the perspective and attitude changes.
Okay.
Like when I might have mentioned probably in one of our sessions, but for the benefit of others or just to bring it up again.
Yeah.
When you as a passenger standing on the platform,
Right.
there's a ample room in the compartment in the train which
Train.
is
Right.
and you are shouting that let me come in, there's ample room. And as soon as you enter, there's no room for anybody else.
That's right. That's
So
right.
immediately within second, your perspective of the world changes.
Because now you're inside
Yeah,
looking out rather than outside looking in.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's the millionaire's prerogative, right? When you're not millionaire, they are the bad people, and once you become millionaire, everybody else is bad, and they're working on your money, right?
yeah.
So no, I get that, and that's what we need to somehow change, right? That's how somehow we need to grow that compassion, and we all have that. That's the key about this whole thing is we don't want to be discouraged here, in a sense that all of us have that seed, right? uh, Good seed, if you will. We just need to nurture that and grow rather than being discouraged. Does that make sense?
I think
Okay.
sometimes too, I think if in many lives we're going around and ascending with the lessons that we're to learn,
Right.
and sometimes we may run into people who haven't been around as many times, and so we have patience a little bit more maybe with them, but also maybe try and plant that seed of kindness that they maybe need to to think not just of themselves but of other people, and then kindly we walk away so that it's a lesson but we understand.
Yeah, like my friend example, about that guy who thought she cut him off, right, in the car. She
Yes,
just patiently said, you know what, I apologize, my mistake. What can I do to improve your day? and
yes,
and that just improved both of their days, right?
yeah, and it's beautiful role modeling for that person.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. So okay, well, I'm going to stop recording right